Hey everyone, Josh here with Fresh Start Customs, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to enhance your images from the Glowforge AI. So the original is on the left, my enhancements are on the right for what I needed, as you can see in the thumbnail of this video. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. You will need Photoshop, and we'll walk you through step by step. If you haven't watched the last video on how to use the artificial intelligence that Glowforge just announced recently, check out the last video. I show you exactly how to use it and what the limitations of it are. But for a quick example here, it looks like this in the background. This is the Glowforge UI in the background. You type in your prompt here. You select what picture you want or what style you want. For me, I used the no art style full color for this image. And I used the prompt Android robot eating a pizza. Took me about 30 to 40 tries to get the one that I'm happy with. So this is the image that I created off of this original image off here on the left. So we're going to jump into it, show you how I went from this to the thumbnail that you've seen, which is this here. So let's jump right into this. We're going to open up Photoshop with our original picture here. As you can see, this is our original photo here, and what you want to do is you want to grab your little pen tool if you want to actually do a cutout like I did, and you just want to start outlining your actual robot or whatever picture that you want to cut out, just like this. Work your way all the way around the robot, and then once you have it all selected, let's just assume that I selected it all just for the sake of time. I don't want to waste your time here. But once you have it all selected and you make a selection out of your robot, you'll hold down Control, Shift, and J, and that will take your selection off of the background and make it into a new layer. So now I got the background, which is removable, and then this is now a new layer here. So let's just get rid of the background because we don't want that in our image here. And then once you have your actual cutout, so in this case is our robot and pizza here, you can make some adjustments. So what I did is I did a camera filter, and I'm just I did all these steps prior to save you guys some time. But what you'll want to do is on your new image here, you can go up to filter, and then you can choose camera raw filter, and then you can make adjustments from there based on how you want to do it. So if you click on camera raw filter, I'll just show you really quick. It'll look like this, and then you can make adjustments to your exposure, your contrast, and then your shadows. So if you want them to be really bright and pop, you can remove shadows, but that does make some more blur up here. I wanted mine to be a little like more dark and sinister looking. So I made it a little bit darker shadows, and then you can like do clarity, and you can take away some texture, and you can make it a little less hazy here. And then as you can see, there's still some pixelation here, and we'll get to that in a second. But I'm going to hit cancel because I've already done this. And so once you do that, it'll look something like this. This is my change here. So here's the original, here's my change. As you can see, here's the original, here's the change, and it smooths out some of those textures based on that camera filter that I did. And then after I did the camera filter, I added some effects. So when I say effects, if you double click on your image, your new image that you created with your camera filter, double click on that. It's going to bring up this box right here. It's your blending options, and then you can choose different styles that you want. So I think I chose bevel, inner shadow, the outer glow, and the drop shadow. So I'll show you that here. Once you have all of them selected, it'll look something like this. So here's the one before the effects, and here's after the effects. So before, after. So not too much has changed, but a lot of shading and outside glows. So let's go ahead and get rid of the before here and focus on the after. So here's the different effects, what happens when you turn it off. So if you turn off the bevel edges, you can see it right in his shoulder area here. Kind of shuts those off. I like the more depth look to it. Here's the inner shadows. You can see the inner shadows change. Here's the outer glow. There's not much of a difference, but if you look right here on the shoulder blades, It gives it a little bit more of a depth field here. And then your drop shadow is the significant change to give it like a shadow effect. So if you're on like a white background, so for example, here's like a gray background, and then you take away the drop shadow, here's the drop shadow. That's what that's for. So now that you have your effects applied, what I did after that was add in our laser beams. So as you can see, I added in laser beams here. To do that, you'll use the pen tool. You'll just click and then kind of just form where you want your laser beam to be. And then I did these individually, but you'll just form it like that, make it a selection, and then you'll fill it with a color using your bucket tool here. But obviously I don't want to redo everything here and waste your guys' time, but you'll just fill that with the bucket tool. And then once you fill it, you'll right click on this and change it into a smart object. You'll have an option for smart object. Convert to smart object right here. Once you have it converted to a smart object, you can go up to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur. And then that will give you these blur settings here and let you be able to edit it. Let me grab it. It's on a different window here. So you can actually blur this and make it as blurry as you want. So you see how his laser beams change really blurry there, or as little as you want. I'm going to just hit cancel. Once you do that, I created another layer, and then I just changed it to multiply for this drop down window. So it gave it a more of a darker effect. And I went over it with a little bit darker red on the outside edges. With that, all I did is I used the paintbrush and I dropped it down to like an opacity of like 33% or so, and then just held shift and after I clicked and kind of worked my way around the laser beams to give it that dual layer effect. And then after that, I just created a little tiny diamond because I wanted it to give the effect that it was cutting right here. You can do that with the shapes tool over on the left here. I know I'm going super fast here, guys, but I don't want this to be a super long video for you guys here. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments. I'll try and answer them as much as I can. But yeah, you would just use this and choose a diamond shape. That's how I came up with that idea. This is just something extra. And then I did the same thing, convert to a smart object and did that Gaussian blur to filter it in. After that, I created one more layer that I did the same exact steps, but I just added in orange to give it look like an effect like it was hotter up here, shooting down into the beam. And then finally, I did one last layer where I added a nice glow, which was the same effect as all the other layers. But the only difference with these other laser beams, I put a linear dodge instead of multiply. So these beams were a linear dodge instead of multiply. But yeah, I just added that nice glow to his eyes. So there was the before, there was the after. I think it kind of popped to give it that little glow there. And then the glow on his face mask already looks cool. So I'm going to leave that alone. But that's pretty much how I created this little android robot eating pizza here. So I know that was super fast, but that is how you do the enhancements. And then after that, I just brought this image into Canva. It's a free website. And then I created that thumbnail that you guys seen right here, right in Canva. But yeah, I hope that helped you guys out. That is how you would do enhancements to your photos in the Glowforge user interface with their new artificial intelligence. Let's go ahead and pull that back up so you can get a real quick look. And like I said, I did the colored no art style because I wanted it for like this thumbnail. But if you're going to do laser engraving, you can do the same thing, but it'll be in black and white versus color. So we're just going to show you really quick how to use it. We're going to use that same prompt, no color art style. We're going to click make magic. And like I said, it may take quite a few attempts to find something really cool that you want. This is what it came up with this time. So like I said, it took me about 20 or 40 attempts to get one that I really enjoyed. This one's kind of cool here. It's kind of more of a goofy styled robot. Kind of has like the Android vibe here. But yeah, other than that, I hope this video helped you guys out. Like I said, I know it was kind of quick. A lot of people don't like longer videos, so I just wanted to keep it as short as possible. If you have questions, just leave it down in the comments below, or if you want to see something more in detail, maybe I can make a separate video on that. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this new feature in Glowforge's software. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.